What's up, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of The Lawyer You Know. And today we're going to be breaking down and listening to what everybody is reporting is the entirety of the 911 call in the Idaho 4 case from the surviving roommates and others. We're going to listen and hear what we can actually make out and what we think might be attacked at trial by the defense and what might be used by the prosecution to prove their theory of the case by using this 911 call. So everybody hit that like button and let's get into it. We might listen to it twice just to kind of get our grips of what happened, what was said, what wasn't said. So the first time said we're might going to listen to it twice. We are going to listen to it twice. First time we're going to listen to it in its entirety. Then we're going to go back, play it, pause it, discuss what was said, what could be used, things like that, just so that we can get it in its entirety, get the feeling of the vibe of the situation, because a lot of people were saying, myself included, you can't really get the vibe from reading the transcript of the 911 call. You definitely get more of a vibe listening to it in its entirety. So let's take a listen to this 911 call together.
7:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the White, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi, this is
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, we gotta go check. But we have to. Is she passed out? She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you. What's wrong? Okay.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20 here.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Bethany, alright, Delon needs you to talk to them, okay? I can't talk to them, I need you to talk to them.
Okay. Hello.
Okay. I have already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Say that again. There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
11:59 a.m. 49 seconds, November 13, 2022.
So we have a lot that happened there. We have a lot that I think is going to be used at the trial. I think they'll play it in its entirety. And I think everybody that was on that call will probably be a witness, will be asked questions. What did they see? What did they know at that time? Because you heard the call ended at 11:59 a.m., so right around noon. And we know this happened early hours of the morning, right? 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And we see a lot of things happen around that time, I should say. And we hear a lot of different voices, some people that were in the house, some people that were not, some male, some female, some seem, older, younger, whatever. We're going to get who everybody is. I know there's been some consideration, some guesses of who this person is, who that person is, where they came from, where they were before they ended up in the apartment. But with all that time going past between the text messages that were 4 o'clock in the morning ish and the call, which is right around noon, so much could have happened that that time gap is going to have to be explained. And that's something the defense is definitely going to attack. Some of the things you can get just by listening to the 911 call, and the vibe of it is incredibly sad, incredibly shocking, but also a lot of unknowns. It's very clear that they do not know what happened. Either they didn't see, it wasn't obvious, or somebody that did see it didn't tell them. And there's some context clues we can get from the 911 calls that, again, lawyers are going to dig into with questions, because whenever I hear something like this that's just vague enough to where I have 1,000 questions, you get so much information just by asking questions. You might not know every answer you're going to get. But in depositions or on the stand, when you ask questions, you provide clarity. The answers provide clarity. And if they don't, then it comes up with more questions and potentially things that could lead to reasonable doubt. But some very important facts were drawn out in this 911. And I learned a lot. And like I said, every time something trickles out in this case, I feel like I learned so much. I learned a lot more listening to the audio than just reading the transcript, which in my experience as a lawyer is very common. When you can actually hear it yourself or watch it on video, it's so much better than reading a transcript, which is why I think it's so cool. And if I was an appellate judge, I would watch the trial happen if it's streamed, not just read the transcript, because you can get a very different vibe. I'm sure none of them do, but that's just me. Okay, so let's listen to it again now, and we're going to go through piece by piece, pause it, break down what was being said, what questions we would have, and what we think we can learn from this 911 call.
About it. 11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the.
So right off the bat, different person on the phone now, neighbor. I don't know every single one of these person's name that is not one of the surviving roommates. A lot of you guys may. I am trying to take all of this as, can we prove what actually happened in the time frame of that's in question, right? And who testified to what, who saw what, who heard what. We have cameras that may have picked up things. There's just a lot going on that it's a lawyer's job to piece together and build the picture for you. I know there's a lot of people online with great timelines and spreadsheets and breaking things down of, how they pieced it together based on what's trickling out. I like to kind of see how a prosecutor does that in opening statements. That's their job. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about this, is what pieces are they going to use to prove who saw what when. The phone gets passed around multiple times. People do identify themselves somewhat by what they say and where they lived and where they're coming from. They're all trying to help in the situation. I've also heard some hate for the 911 operator. It's a difficult job. They probably get a lot of prank calls and things that end up being nothing, but it's a tough feeling to listen to the voice and how things are happening, knowing how serious this situation is. So I get it, and I feel frustrated at time as well. But we try to give everybody grace, even when it feels difficult to listen to. When they have a job to do, they're trying to get the information currently. They're trying to get the right person to the right place, what they need, where they need it, when they need it, right? So that's what they're trying to do as well.
Next to them. I'll talk to you guys. We live at the White, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates is passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
So clear, whoever's talking on the phone hasn't seen what happened or confirmed what happened based on viewing. So they still think it's passed out, drunk, not waking up. So that's why they're calling 911. But clearly people are freaking out in the background. So it's like, if your friend, I feel like you'd have to know something was wrong, right? You shook them, you threw water in their face, you tried to sit them up, and they're clearly not waking up, so something's wrong. And it always leads me to the question of, what did the scene look like, at least for this one friend? And they also are continuing to say one person, one friend. So from 4 a.m. when they were trying to text Kaylee and some of the other roommates to 11:55 a.m., they haven't checked on anybody else. I know somebody might be blocking the door. They might not be able to get into the room. Maybe they were too scared to go into the room. Though these are all the questions flooding my head and my mind about what was going on. What did you do? What did you see? Why did you not do X, Y, and Z? Those are going to be questions. I think there's no accusations of wrongdoing that will be confirmed. I think all of these calls, the text messages, things trickling out confirm no wrongdoing. Probably young kids freaking out, dealing with a traumatic and stressful situation, not knowing what to do. Maybe they didn't act as a responsible adult, or a first responder would have acted. Sure, that's not their duty. That's not what they're going to be held to. But that is why, if you're the defense attorney, those are reasonable doubts. So much could have happened from 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. Why? Why this? Why not that? Those are the types of questions that are going to be asked. The defense attorneys are going to be hated for that, but that is a normal thing that defense attorneys get hated for. They must do it in order to try and show that they can't really prove it. The prosecution's grasping at straws. That's what you can expect from a lot of the holes or unknowns in the hours between what happened and these calls. So we are not going to hate them for that. We are going to expect it as good lawyering to try and push for what is the truth, what actually happened, and can we prove what happened based on what everybody did. Doesn't make you a bad person if you didn't do something, but the thing that you didn't do makes it so you can't prove what happened. That is possible. Those are the kinds of questions I think are going to be asked.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah.
You saw a man in your house last night. What did you see? Describe the man. Who saw it? How can we be confirmed that it was a man? Those are the types of questions, right? And you see a text message, Xana was in all black. That's going to be brought out compared to the 911 call. Who told this person on the phone? Because this person on the phone didn't see a man. She wasn't there, right? Those are the kinds of questions and connecting the dots. For the prosecution, confirmed, consistent the whole time, 4 a.m.-ish. I'm not getting the timeline perfectly, I know. 4 a.m., they saw a man dressed in all black, bushy eyebrows. Prosecution's going to say that's consistent the whole time. That's how we prove what happened. Nothing changed from 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. They saw a man in their house that they didn't know last night. That's why they're freaking out. That's why they're scared. In response to that, the defense is going to say, then why didn't you do something earlier? Why didn't you call 911 at 4 a.m. if you were really that concerned about a man that you saw in your house last night? Why didn't you go check on him? Still even 12 p.m. Why didn't you go check on him? Why didn't you push through the door? Those are the questions the defense is going to ask.
Hi,
and are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passing?
So a little strange, the 911 operator. I get wanting to know what's happening currently. I think she should know who to dispatch and where to dispatch them at this point. I think some context of what would have or what happened last night, what actually happened, would be good information for law enforcement if they're showing up, for EMS if they're showing up. I think that probably would have been good information. I wish we could have heard more of an explanation as to what happened last night from the horse's mouth here, the surviving roommate. 911 operator, more focused on what's happening currently. I understand. And I'm sure some people that are 911 operators are watching this and they can tell me, why they're focused on X and not Y. That's just my opinion. Of course, I am a lawyer, so I'm trying to get more details of what happened. But I understand why they're trying to stick to what's currently happening. Is there something we can do to the person to help the person who's currently passed out? That is most important.
Out right now?
I don't really know, but
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay.
So she doesn't really know, which means she hasn't gone into the room. She hasn't seen it with her own eyes. She is being told certain information. That's what's freaking her out. So who's going in the room? Who's looking? Who knows what's actually happening at this point? So she starts to tell us more about what actually happened last night.
I need out right now.
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that?
So cut off, again, not giving us more information about what happened at 4 a.m. And she now says, can you get me somebody who knows? So she's complaining about the phone being passed around. Kind of sounds like she's asking, give the phone to somebody who actually knows what happened.
That out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, Bethany, we gotta go check. But we have to.
Come on, Bethany. We have to go check. Somebody else says something you can't hear, but we have to. So at this point, they haven't gone in and checked. It seems clear to me, I'm making an inference here, that they're afraid to go check, but now they feel like they have to go check, and they're about to go check. They're about to go see what's happening, maybe not just with Xana, but with the other roommates as well. What happened? Let's go check. We have to. The 911 operator is telling us we have to.
Is she passed out?
Is she passed out? Confirmation to me that she doesn't actually know if she's passed out. Somebody is telling her she's passed out, won't wake up, and they all know she's drunk. This is making more sense to me, right? It's not like she's looking at her, picking up her face, smacking it around, trying to wake her up, saying, oh, she's passed out. It must be because she's drunk. To me, somebody's telling them she's passed out. They know they were drinking last night and potentially drunk.
She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay.
Sounds like you can hear somebody say Xana in the background. Like, are they yelling, trying to, wake her up? Are they trying to get into the room and the door is just cracked, but they can't get through? Saying Xana, like, hey, can you open the door? Something going on. Seems like they would have to know more. Seems like they would have to be in the room. At least somebody would have to have seen something, known something to call 911. Because if you're just knocking on the door and they're not answering, I don't know. Those are guesses. I probably shouldn't even take it that far, but questions probably the jury's going to have listening to this. And answers the prosecution is going to have to explain.
One moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you. What's wrong?
Then you hear a male voice for the first time sounding very frantic. And this to me sounds like somebody who either saw or has more information about what's going on and what happened. And he says, get out immediately, not wanting the roommates to come into the room and see what happened. That's, again, my feeling on it. I want to read the comments. We're just kind of reacting to this live. If I'm a defense attorney and he's on the stand, I'm asking him, what did you see? Who did you tell? Why didn't you mention it on the phone? Why didn't you give more details? He's, were you trying not to freak people out? Were you trying to just give enough information? A lot of questions for this male voice we hear now. Sounds like you hear a door shut as well.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20 here.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Pretty confirmatory. No, I think this is the same male voice. I'm not positive. Feels like he has more information. He says no pretty clearly. He's not asking anybody else. Is she breathing? Is she passed out? What's going on? Feels like he has more information.
Bethany, I need you to talk to them, okay? I can't talk to them. I need you to talk to them.
Okay. Hello.
Okay. I've already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Say that again. There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
So the police are there, and this is kind of where it ends. And that was the other question of, they say the defibrillator's there. Here, we'll just listen to it to confirm here.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay. So it wasn't like they found the defibrillator. Officers showed up. They had one, because at first it seemed like they didn't have one. Then they did. Again, reading the transcript. This is exactly why we talk about it, right? We read the transcript together. We try to figure out as much as we can. We discuss it as a channel together. We get the audio. We get more context, more information. To me, incredibly important to figure out who knew what when and why they didn't search for more. And my guess is those are going to be reasons that are understandable based on the age, based on the mindset that people were in that night, the intoxication that was going on that night. Does it make it, morally right, wrong, things like that? Who knows? And people are going to have different opinions on that. But legally speaking, it's going to be, I think, understandable to the jury why, if you're, intoxicated and it's 4 a.m. and you're at a party house and people coming in and out you don't know, and maybe roommates have passed out drunk in the past, maybe you've heard noises in the past, and you really don't think it's that big of a deal. You don't make much ado about nothing. You think maybe you're dreaming, whatever. You go to sleep, you wake up, and then more happens. Reality kicks in, and the fright and panic starts. Maybe more sound minds and level-headed minds show up. They realize how bad this is. They're trying to keep the roommates calm. But we're going to have to listen and hear how it comes out at trial. We're going to have to listen and hear what can they actually prove and what do they remember and what's real about what they remember in the early morning hours versus at 12 p.m. So to me, really interesting, really sad. So much to be learned in this case still. So many facts and things we don't know that are going to become public. I'm very confident so much more is going to become public now and leading up to the trial, and then, of course, in the trial itself. But you guys let me know what you thought. What did you learn from this 911 tape? What questions do you still have? I want to read through the comments and see. Make sure you're all subscribed, because the reminder bell is hit, because we're going to continue to talk about the new information that comes out in this case. And make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching and listening with me. Until next time, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching another episode of The Lawyer You Know. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the thumbs up and share with your friends who may be interested here on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. And don't forget to check out the Lawyer You Know podcast, with new seasons dropping every quarter. If you have a case you want to talk to us about, if it's a personal injury case, wrongful death, catastrophic injury, car accident, or slip and fall case, please email us at lawyeryouknow@gmail.com. And of course, all these links I just mentioned are included in the description below on this episode and every episode. So until next time, this is Peter Tragos, The Lawyer You Know.